Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the ACT. We have been solving ACT math problems out of this book here, the official ACT prep guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problems that we are about to solve are the ones that you will find on page number 318. Please turn to it. Page number 318, and today is our lesson number 38. The very first problem, we are told here that we have angle theta, and we are told that the cosine of angle theta is such that it approximately equals to negative of 0.385. Negative of 0.385. The question is, if that were to be true, what would be the value of theta? So we are given 5 ranges. We are given 5 ranges of the angle measurements for theta, and our job is to find the appropriate range among the 5 answer choices. Well, the very first thing we need to do here is to set up a little table here of the cosine of theta for different values of angle measurement. Let's do this, shall we? When theta is 0, when the angle is 0, we know the cosine of theta for 0 degree measurement is 1. Then we have pi over 6, then we have pi over 3, then we have pi over 2, then we have 2 pi over 3, and finally we have pi. And of course we know that 2 pi, this is the measurement in radians. 2 pi radian is the entire circle, that is your 360 degrees. And therefore pi radian is going to be 180 degrees. Pi radian is going to be 180 degrees. These are measured in radian, as we said. So pi is equal to 180 degrees. 180 divided by 6 is 30 degrees. What's the cosine of 30 degrees? Well, let's find out. Cosine of 30 degrees, we need a 30, 40, 30, 60, 90 triangle for cosine of 30. So here's our 30 degrees. And in a 30 degree triangle, the measurements of the 3 sides, they go like this. The hypotenuse is equal to 2, the smallest side is going to be 1, and the one in the middle facing the 60 degrees is square root of 3. So cosine here is going to be root 3 over 2. Root 3 over 2. Pi over 3, 180 divided by 3 is 60. So this is 60 degrees. And for 60 degrees, I'm going to pick up speed here, it's going to be half. As you can see here, if you're looking at 60 degrees, it's 1 over 2. The cosine is going to be 1 over 2. Pi over 2, pi is 180, so it's 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. And if it's 90 degrees up, then there is no base there because it's 90 degrees, a vertical line. It's going to be 0. And finally, here we'll have the same as before, except it's going to be negative halves. It's going to be negative half because we are over here now. Because when we're looking at 2 pi over 3, 2 pi is 360, 360 over 3, 360 over 3, it's going to be 120 degrees. 120 degrees, this is up to 90, this is 30, this is 60, we're dealing somewhere here. If this is 60, this is 30, this is 90, again this is the smallest angle, this is 30 degrees, this is going to be 1, this is root 3, and this is 2. And you can see this is up to here is 90 degrees plus another 30, 90 plus 30 is 120. That's what we're showing here. This is the triangle that we're dealing with here. So the cosine is going to be 1 over 2, except the one that we're looking at here is a negative value. This is a negative one here. So it's negative 1 over 2. And finally pi, which is 180, that's when it becomes flat, and it's going to be negative 1. Just like it was 0 when it was 0. That's it. We're done. This was the most important part. And if you knew this value by heart, then of course you can do it in a jiffy. You can do it in 2 seconds. And that's what they're trying to see here if you know your basic trigonometry. 0.358 we are looking at, it has to be a negative value. Let's see where it lies. Negative 0.385 lies between 0 and negative half. Between 0 and negative half. Now all we have to do is go to our table and find out where it is 0 and where it is negative half. Between 0 and negative half. Well, there is your 0 and there is your negative half. Voila. So the angle that we're dealing with, has to lie between pi over 2 and 2 pi over 3. That's it. That tells us that the theta, this implies that the theta that we're dealing with has to lie between pi over 2 and 2 pi over 3. There's the answer. Because when it is pi over 2, when the theta is pi over 2, the value of the cosine is 0, and when it is 2 pi over 3, it is negative half. And this value, negative 0.385, lies between 0 and negative half. It lies between 0 and negative 0.5. If it lies between 0 and negative 0.5, it has to, the theta, the given angle has to lie between pi over 2 and 2 pi over 3. That's all. Let's do the next problem, shall we? Number 56. Number 56. Just give me a second, I need a break. In number 56, they are saying which of the quadratic equations, we are given 5 equations, of course, in the 5 answer choices, and they are asking us which of the 5 given quadratic equation has solutions. Solutions are also known as roots. Has roots of x equal to 6a and y equal to negative 3b. These have to be the roots. Let's find out, shall we? Let's look at answer choice F. F tells us that x squared is equal to negative x squared minus negative 18 x squared minus 18ab equals 0. But in that case, this implies that x squared is equal to 18ab, in which case x is going to be positive or negative the square root of 18ab. These are the roots. These are, in this case, for the quadratic equation that is given in the answer choice F, the roots are positive or negative square root of 18ab. The roots are not these quantities. These are not the roots. Roots are these. F is not the answer. Let's move on then. Of course, F wasn't the answer. We could have seen it right away, but I just wanted to show you the work anyway. Let's look at G. In answer choice G, we are given x squared minus x minus 6a plus 3b minus 18ab equals to 0. Now, I don't want you to get all worked up. I don't want you to get all excited and all pissed off. There is a quicker way. I know that there is a quicker way of solving this problem, and I'm going to show it to you at the end. Right now, let's just do this thing for learning purposes, shall we? Let's first suffer so that eventually, when we do the quicker way, we are more able to appreciate the quicker way. We cannot figure out and we cannot appreciate the quicker way until we have suffered first and have done the longer way first. Then we can appreciate how fast the quicker way is. Here, what we're doing is we're going one by one, each answer choice, we're going through one by one, and what we're essentially doing is we're asking ourselves which one of these 5 is the right answer. That's one way of tackling this question. One way of tackling this question is to ask ourselves which one of these 5 is the right answer. I'll tell you the second way at the end, towards the end. Okay, let's save it for, let's create a little bit of suspense. Is this the right answer? Let's find out, shall we? x squared minus, to open the parentheses, negative x times negative 6a is going to be positive 6ax, negative 3bx minus 18ab equals to 0. I'm not going to explain every single step because otherwise it will get to be too excruciating. It will take too much time. We have x squared here, we have x here. Let's take out the x common. We have x. Once we take out the x common, we have x plus 6a. And here we have negative 3bx and we have negative 18ab. Let's take out 3 common, negative 3 common, negative 3. And we also have a b as a common. We can take out b as a common. b is common in both of them. Let's take it out. So we take out b common, we are left with x plus, because plus positive times negative is going to give us negative, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. We have taken out the b, so we are left with a. Now, out of this part and this part, we can take out what we see in the parentheses. We can take out this part common, and we end up with x plus 6a and x minus 3b equals to 0. That tells us, this implies that either x plus 6a is equal to 0 or x minus 3b is equal to 0. Because we are told that the product of these two quantities, the product of this quantity x plus 6a and the product and this quantity x minus 3b, the product of these two quantities is equal to 0, which means either the first quantity is 0 or the second quantity is 0. That's the only way their product is going to be 0. If the first quantity happens to be 0, that tells us, this implies that x has equal to negative 6a. And we are told that x is positive 6a. That's not going to work. This is not the answer. It doesn't matter what this one says. It's not going to be the answer. It turns out this one is also wrong. X is equal to 3b says we need negative 3b. It's wrong. G is not the answer. Let's look at H. And now we're going to do the same exact procedure, except we're going to go a little bit faster. X squared minus x 6a plus 3b plus 18ab is equal to 0. Multiply it out, x squared minus 6ax minus 6ax minus 3bx plus 18ab is equal to 0. We see an x here, we see an x here. Let's take it out common. X minus 6a minus 3 can be taken out, and we have a b here and we have a b here. Let's take it out common, and we are left with x minus 6a is equal to 0. That tells us that x minus 6a times x minus 3b is equal to 0. This implies that x is either equal to positive 6a or x is equal to positive 3b. Positive 6a was fine, positive 6a is fine, but y has to be, why does it say y? It shouldn't say y. What the hell? There is no freaking y. There are two roots of a quadratic equation. There are two possible values of a given variable x. There is no y. There was no blasted y. There was no bloody y. I don't know where that dropped from. Anyway, so this one works. The first root works. X is equal to 6, so that works. But the second root does not. Second value of the x, second root of the x here is negative 3b. This gives us positive 3b. That does not work. Answer is not H. Let's move on then. Let's look at J. X squared plus x minus 6a plus 3b minus 18ab is equal to 0. And let's see what this gives us. X squared plus, not plus, it's going to be minus, positive times negative is negative. Negative 6ax plus 3bx minus 18ab is equal to 0. Take out the x common here. X minus 6a plus, let's take out 3 and we take out b, 3b, and x minus 6a is equal to 0. Again, from here we have x minus 6a, here we have x minus 6a. Let's take it out common. X minus 6a. That leaves us with x over here, and a 3b from here is equal to 0. That implies that x is equal to positive 6a or x is equal to negative 3b. So x is equal to positive 6a, that works. X is equal to positive 6a, and x is equal to negative 3b. Oh, that also works. That also works. Very good. The answer is J. The answer is J. Now, if you were to try out K, you will see that K does not work. It does not work. Should I show it to you very quickly? Why not? Let's find out very quickly. Why be lazy? Let's find out quickly what K says. In K, what do we have? X squared plus x. This is what we have in K, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. X squared plus 6ax. If that one works, this can't work because they are obviously two different things. Plus 3bx plus 18ab equals 0. Take out x common, we get x plus 6a. Take out 3b common, we left with x plus 6a is equal to 0. X plus 6a and x plus 3b, which implies that x is equal to negative 6a or x is equal to negative 3b. X is equal to negative 6a or x is equal to negative 3b. Negative 3b is fine, but negative 6 does not work. This part does not work. The answer is not K. As I told you from the very beginning, this was the more cumbersome way. This was the more tedious way, more of an indirect way. Now I'm going to show you the more direct way. So listen carefully. There were two ways we could have approached this problem. Okay, listen very carefully. The way we approach the problem is we ask ourselves which one of these 5 answers is the right answer, and we checked every one of them one by one until we found the one that was the right answer. That was one way. One way to tackle this problem is to ask ourselves which one of these 5 answer choices is the right answer. Another way we could have approached the question is to simply ask ourselves what is the right answer. Forget about what the answer choices are given to us. Let's just find the right answer ourselves. Let's not check the answer choices one by one. Ask ourselves what is the right answer for a scenario where the root has to be 6a and a negative 3b. But that's very straightforward, very simple. Here's what it is. So here's the second method. If the roots are positive 6a and negative 3b, then the equation has to be, if the roots are positive 6a and a negative 3b, then the equation has to be x minus 6a times x plus 3b is equal to 0. You see, when you equate the first quantity to 0, x minus 6a equal to 0, x minus 6a is equal to 0, because this quantity has to be 0, this is going to give us x is equal to 6a, positive 6a, and here x is equal to x plus 3b is equal to 0, and this is going to give us x equal to negative 3b. So what we're trying to say here is that if these are the roots, then this has to be the equation. All we have to do at this point is to expand this equation and see which one matches which our answer. Let's do that, shall we? This is more of a direct way. Let's do it. Watch what happens. So x times x is x squared. X times 3b is plus 3bx. Negative 6x. And a positive x is going to give us negative 6ax. And the negative times the positive is negative 18. 6 times 3 is 18. AB is equal to 0. That tells us x squared plus, here we have x, here we have x. We're going to combine the like term. This is called combining the like terms. Here we see x, here we see x. Let's take out the x common, and we end up with 3b. We end up with 3b minus 6a minus 18ab is equal to 0. And of course, convention dictates. Actually, we are done, I think. I was going to write 6a first, but I don't think that's how they did it here. Let me just double check what the answer choices are. Which one did we say? Answer we said was J. The answer we said was J. There we go. 3b minus 6a. X squared plus x times 3b minus 6a minus 18ab equals 0. This is it right here. It's right here. Except here, the negative 6a is written first. In J, negative 6a is written first. It's the same exact answer choice. The answer is J. The answer is J. And this answer choice that we just saw here is same as J. Of course, it has to be the same as J because that's the answer. But this is more of a direct route, as I said, because we did not try out every single answer choice, all the 5 answer choices. We did not ask ourselves which one of these 5 is the right answer. What we're asking ourselves here is, what is the right answer? Forget about what the answer choices are. Let's just find out what the right answer is. And if these are the rules, then the equation has to be this. X minus 6a times x plus 3b has to equal to 0. Just expand it and you get the right answer immediately. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.